Hi, I'm Sandy from Pine Tree Country Quilts. I'm just going to do a quick little demo on paper piecing. One of the reasons that we like paper piecing is it allows you to have very accurate points so you don't cut them off and intricate designs within the block. So in this one here, it's done in stages. So you'll have your templates in your pattern and you'll need to photocopy the number of these that it will tell you in the pattern. Once you have photocopied them, you will separate them out and cut them out. And you'll want to stay away from your dotted line because that is going to be your trim line when the pieces are done. The other thing is, one thing that we do like to use is the repositional glue, and I do like the add a 1/4 inch ruler, so when we're trimming we can just add our seam allowance right in, and it makes it easier to add your next piece when you're paper piecing. So the first thing that we're going to do is our side units, which is really a simple technique for paper piecing. It's going to have two pieces, an S1 and an S2. So when you're starting out, you're going to position your S1 fabric first. What we do is we put a little bit of the repositional glue on the back. You put your wrong side of your fabric towards your paper. You're lining that up, and you want to be 1/4 inch roughly below your sew line, and you want to make sure that you're actually high enough too so that everything is covered. And I can't see any of the lines, so that I know that I'm good to go there. So then you'll take your S2 piece and you'll line that up there, and then you will stitch right on your solid line. And you can put a pin in there if that makes it easier for you to hold the two pieces together to go to the sewing machine. And then once you stitch them, you will press that piece down, and you'll end up with this unit. So then you will trim on your dotted line, and that makes your side units. And then we'll go on to the center unit. So on the center unit, it has 4 pieces. So you always want to look at your numbering. So you got your C1 piece is going to go on first, then your 2, then 3, then 4. So this is our C1 piece. So again, I put a little bit of the repositional glue on there, and I put this on here. And again, I want to make sure it's covering all of the area that I need for the C1. So once that's on there, we're going to take and we're going to fold this back on the sew line and press that back, and then I'll use my add a 1/4 inch ruler, and then I can just trim this right out of my way, and then I have my 1/4 inch. So I press that open, and then I'm going to take my C2 piece and I can line it right up on here, and you can always just double check by pressing over, making sure that it's going to cover what you need it to cover. And then you will stitch on your solid line for your C2 piece. So once you've stitched your C2 piece, you'll press that open, and then we'll do the same thing here. We'll put this and fold it on the solid line. Take your add your 1/4, trim that out of your way. Oh, there. And then we will add our C3 piece on here, and we'll stitch on the line, solid line there. Then you'll press that open, and we'll do the same thing for the C4 line. Take it, trim that back, and then we can add our 4th and final piece. That will be stitched on your C4 line. So once that is all done, you'll be trimming it down, and this will be your center unit for your star blocks. So once you have all of your center units and your side units made, we're going to start putting the star point together. So what I like to do is I take away the paper underneath so to reduce the bulk, and then I'll put this right on here. I would probably pin this, and then you'll stitch right on your solid line, and then you'll go and you'll press this open. And then, again, I would remove the paper out of my way, and you're going to take another side unit, and that will go on to this side, just lining up your ends here, and you'll stitch down on your solid line, and you'll press open. So you'll need to make 8 of these units to do your star blocks, and then you'll be sewing them into 2 half sections. And when you sew these together, I always like to make sure that you want to make sure that these points are going to match. I double check them in here, and then I'll put a pin here, and I'll check it here, making sure it's going to line up, and I'll put a pin there before I stitch it to hold them in place. And so you'll sew 4 of your star points together here and 4 there, and then again you'll put this on top here. Your paper will be removed out of your way, and I would, you want to line up here and here and here and here, so that when you come together, all your points will match. Once you've completed and you stitch that together, I press the seam open to make it lay flatter here in the middle. And then to finish this block here, you're just going to take your 4 triangles and stitch them to the corners, and you end up with a square to go in your quilt. So I hope these little tips help you with your paper piecing project.